Hey YouTube, Pyro Wizard Dragon here. Just wanted to do a more upbeat life update video. The last one was pretty down and sad, and I was depressed and struggling with a lot of stuff. It's been a few days since that video. I pulled it just because it was, it was me, but it was real. I lost like 4 or 5 subscribers just because of it, but I don't really care. It's just funny. I'm doing much better. Working some stuff out. I actually went today, and I've decided not to let the small-minded idiots affect my dreams and reality here in this town that I'm at. There's positive things here, and I believe that I was put here for a reason, for some reason here in Kansas, to do something, if nothing else, just to be the difference, you know, the walking hypnosis of difference that people here are not used to seeing. So that's positive, even if it's just that. I want to give a shout out to the people who reached out to me after the video. A really good friend of mine whom I got to visit not too long ago, and I had an email sent to me by somebody that didn't feel like to publicly comment, but was very supportive and related a lot to what I talked about in my last video. Mike, I appreciate your email. It was touching, and it just made me realize that we're all struggling, and there's people out there that relate to things that I say, even if I don't feel like they're relatable. So, you know, I decided to just take a step back for the winter, at least. It's not a good time to be doing anything drastic right now. The biggest snowstorm in many years just hit Denver yesterday or today or tomorrow, or is hitting right now as I'm talking to you. I'm lying down in my bed. I'm just chilling. I went to Fort Hays University and signed up for 3 classes. I was accepted into Fort Hays about a month ago, and decided that I'm actually going to pursue a bachelor's of studio arts, just because my wife works at Fort Hays and I can get free tuition there, so I might as well take advantage of that while I'm here for this winter, starting in January. Take a couple classes. I'm taking a printmaking class because everybody is told, lots of people told me that my tattooing skills would transfer quite well to printmaking. So I'm going to do that. I'm also taking a live, a 3D sculpture class that'll have live models that I can attempt to sculpt from live models, which I've never done. I've done drawing from live models, but I've never done any sculpting, so we'll see how that goes. And then I'm taking a personal wellness class. It's just one of my undergraduate requirements for I transferred in like 4 or 5 credits short of being a sophomore from all the other schooling I did. Some of my classes didn't count in this bigger university. Ironically, things like Celtic Lit, I took a pretty in-depth Celtic literature class when I was in Colorado, and that didn't transfer or count for a literature class because it was too specific, and they want a more broad literature class, which is fine. I can take another lit class. I enjoy all the classes I've taken in college. I've enjoyed, except for the math classes, which I took one and I didn't. Anyways, I will pursue school, is what I've decided to help me. I decided to take. I have 3 classes. They're only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that'll give me. It'll. You know, I'll be in school from like 9 to 11:45. I'll have an hour and a half break. Take another class that's just like an hour and 15 minutes, and then I'll have an hour break after that, and then I'll have to come back in the evening and take class from like 5:30 to almost 8. But what that does is frees me up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Those 4 days I could go do metaphysical fairs. If I find some that I want to book, I can also travel to Colorado on the weekends and tattoo. So it'll still give me some options for doing some traveling nearby. And there is some good people in this community. The owner of the restaurant that I painted this huge mural for has been very supportive of me and just super sweet. And I went over there. I was pretty bummed. And she just goes out of her way to be inclusive and include me. She actually, my wife's in another state, for Thanksgiving. So she invited me today to her mom's for Thanksgiving, which is, otherwise I was just going to be here at the house by myself. So I thought that was really cool. There are good people in Hays, Kansas. I just tend to, when something shitty happens to me, that's all I can do because of the way my brain's wired and my particular breed of mental illness. I tend to just loop stuff until, and I focus on the negative. I'm programmed to focus on the negative, and I'm trying to break that programming and look more at the positive. So I've got some good ideas for the next year. I'm going to try to really relaunch my tactile art, do some paintings. I've got some really good paintings that are in my head that are worked out that I really want to begin. I'm going to begin my tarot deck that I've been talking about for years, start painting that. I've got sketchbooks with ideas, and I think going to school will light a fire on my ass for a schedule, because 2 of my days are going to be eaten up. Then I'm going to have to schedule my time to keep up with the studies, and then that's going to further help me to get a more disciplined sort of daily routine going, so that I'm not sitting around thinking so much about bullshit that I shouldn't be thinking about, or negative stuff that just keeps bugging me. Me and my wife we're gonna work things out. I don't think that I'm ready to give up on any aspect of my life right now, especially my wife. My wife loves me. She is committed to me. She doesn't care about the mistakes I've made. She doesn't care about the mistakes I'm going to make. She stands by me. Sometimes our communication isn't the best, but we're going to work on that too. We're going to work on that. We're going to work on finding time to relax and schedule stuff like gaming, at least one day a month where we can play games, because I like playing strategy games and different types of games, and I don't get to do enough of that. So it's just all about scheduling and staying disciplined this next year, and I'm also going to try to be very much positive. I'm getting text, of course, and here we go. So that's something I'm going to work on next year. More empathy. I've lost some of my empathy over the years, and I think in general humanity needs to have more empathy for one another, myself included. There was one particular situation that happened to me this year that was a big kick in the nuts to my memory of. I was very unempathetic towards a person that was very similar to me when I was younger, and I was trying to do something to get help with something, and I just fucking dismissed them very uncaring like, and it haunted me. It happened last summer. It's haunted me all the rest of it. I tried to find the guy and remedy it, but it was too late. The opportunity had passed, and I recognized what I did literally within minutes and felt bad about it. I know that doesn't really matter. Good intentions pave the road to hell, they say. So I want to change that next year. I want to be more empathetic towards everybody, everything. Also, I'm working really hard on changing my diet. I just watched a documentary called Game Changer. I recommend it to everybody. It's on Netflix. I have been slowly taking, since last summer, my health was, I was diagnosed with high cholesterol, and I was overweight, and yada, yada, yada. I've lost about 25 pounds since last summer. And I've been slowly taking fried foods and meat out of my diet, and I think I'm actually going to transition towards a total plant-based diet. No cheeses, no meats, no butter, no anything that is associated with anything that comes from an animal. I'm just going to do plant-based. And I was going to try to do it by the end of the year, but I really think I'm just going to do it as soon as possible, because after watching that documentary, it really was pretty self-evident to me that the facts are there for plant-based diet. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger switched to a plant-based diet in his later years because he realized the benefit of it, and he was a big-time meat eater and proponent of meats and all that. So, just some positive stuff. I'm making some changes. Somewhere, change is hard. We resist it. I resist it. This moving to Kansas thing was hard. Giving up tattooing is going to be hard for the next 2 or 3 years, but I'm okay with it. I'm going to work on my fundamentals of art. Get back to drawing and doing some sculpting and doing some tactile painting art, and work on getting a degree in art. I can always return. The one thing I did get from going to Asheville and doing some tattooing is that I put it down for a year, and my skill level was basically the same as when I put it down a year ago. I didn't suddenly forget how to run my rotary machines and how to pull a decent line and shade and you know, saturate areas with solid color either. So that's encouraging. And I'll still be tattooing. In fact, I'm going to set up a private studio here in Kansas to where I tattoo myself, my wife, and close friends and family. That will be basically invite only, and nothing for money or anything like that. So that's something that I'll be working on this winter. I love my house. I don't want to leave my house. I love my wife more than my house, and I don't want to leave her either. And I love my cats. I've made this house a pretty nice sanctuary for myself, and I'm going to ward it with protection, both, you know, physically and spiritually. I'm going to ward it with magical means to protect me and my wife from any sort of possible, you know, redneck bullshit that may occur. Next year's the election, and I want to be a big proponent of Democrats. I know some people say it doesn't fucking matter, and it might not, but morally I cannot stand by and see Trump reelected. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that somebody other than him gets elected, and that may be even if I got to put up a yard sign in this town, I'm going to do that. And try to encourage people to just look at. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying I like any of the Democratic candidates, and that's a whole different subject. But I'm just saying that in reference to the community I'm in is very much a Republican, right-wing, conservative, religious community, and I'm almost the opposite of all those things. I'm pretty much the opposite of all those things. So thank you, everybody, for just being, you know, if you watch my videos, following me. I'm going to continue to do more updates next year, especially. I'm going to relaunch some more of my social stuff. I tried starting it on Instagram. I put some of my tattoos on Instagram. And, I'm going to be painting some stuff over the next week and designing some stuff for some traveling I'm doing and just change and stuff. I'm much more encouraged. It really is all about perspective. Sometimes we have to take a step back and change our perspective. And you know, I just want to be happy going forward. I know it's hard, but I want to be making a choice to actively try to be happier. And if not happy, more content, and realize that I'm blessed and I'm lucky, and I don't want to throw all that away because somebody fucking because some bozo at a Applebee's made fun of me, or, you know, some lady at a Halloween Express store didn't like me and cursed me out, or, you know, the various other times similar situations have happened to me here in this town. Those are the far and few between. Well, I can't say far and few between, but those are the situations that don't outweigh the pros if I look at it from the right perspective. So my wife has encouraged me to get involved at the university. It's a different social dynamic and a different frequency over there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it one good shot at the university. I'm going 3/4 time. I'm taking 3 classes, so 9 credits. That should be enough to keep me out of trouble, keep me busy. I'm going to do my best to move forward. And I really want to do the best art I can do. I really want to blow people away with the patience I have with certain mediums and time that I want to spend doing some art. I'm determined to work on this tarot deck and make it manifest in reality in this lifetime. Kind of like what Crawley did, without an assistant, actually better than what Crawley did, because somebody else painted Crawley's deck and drew Crawley's deck. So that being said, that's where I'm at. I don't want this to be a super long boohoo video like the last one, but thank you all for, you know, sticking by me, listening to me yep. I can promise you it'll be interesting as time goes on. I will do more updates. I'm not done tattooing, but I'm going to be taking a step back from it on a professional level for the next couple of years and doing some different types of art, which is fun too. I like doing art. I really enjoy all art. Even the art when I was younger that I was vehemently opposed to because I thought it was garbage, like modern art or like just art that isn't necessarily stuff that I see as something I would do. When I was younger, abstract art just didn't call to me at all. I just thought I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a bad joke. And now I just look at it differently. I look at all that. I look at all art as beautiful, even abstract art. That, yeah, I've seen some really amazing abstract art. I've been exposed to stuff. Exposure really is the key to all understanding of everything. If you have never been exposed to it, you really can't have a judgment about it. If you can't experience something, I mean, and I'm not saying you gotta go to hell to know what hell's like. I'm not saying that. I mean, you don't have to experience it getting, bowel cancer to know that it sucks. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody could agree on that one. But when it comes to different cultures and different mediums and different languages and different people and different ideas and different perspectives and even different religions and different philosophies and spiritual outlooks, exposure really is the benefit, is the pro, is not the con. Like, you got to expand your I think in my last video I talked about Grant Morrison. Watch that Grant Morrison interview on disinformation. It's 45 minutes long. I don't want to get stuck in this mindset that I am this. Now I want to be Jason 2.0. I want to say I was that, but I can be that, or I can be that, or I can be anything. I want to be somebody that likes ballet dancing. I want to be somebody that, I gave up that idea of I don't like this kind of stuff when it came to music a long time ago and food. I will try. I will try any kind of food. I mean, I'm in the future. I'm going to be, like I said, going away from any sort of animal food products, because just for health reasons. But I will try just about anything vegetarian. I'm not opposed to trying new things. I will listen to any kind of music. I want to be free enough and open-minded enough to apply that also to philosophies and understandings and just life in general. I don't want to be narrow-minded. I want to be open-minded. Not so open-minded that my brain falls out of my head onto the ground and people can stomp on it, and not so open-minded that my brain floats away into the sky and I'm all woohoo. I want to be grounded in my open-mindedness and have a practical way of using that freedom and that openness, but also have a ability to be flexible. That's something else I think in the future all us humans are going to have to get more acquainted with, is becoming more flexible, because I really think that we're in for some serious challenges, and if we're going to work together and survive, then we got to get flexible. We got to get empathetic and realize that we're all together on this planet. We're all symbiotic in a way. Nobody's an island, and no family is an island. No race, no socioeconomic background, no religion. All of us really got to adapt and adopt to a more Star Trek The Next Generation model, where those concepts are draconian and we should move on from them and unite in the one common good, which is we want a future for humanity on this planet. If we don't do that, we may not have a future. I think it's arrogant to think we will destroy the planet, I think the planet will destroy us before we destroy it. Hopefully. That's my hope anyways. I hope we aren't destroyed at all. I want to see us evolve. I want to see us transcend. I want to see us go to the stars. I want to see us further inoculate ourselves from the stuff that has come before us, that has ruined many things, like wars and disease and famine and just prejudice and hate and racism. We've done a good enough job of knowing those things suck that we should be inoculated against them and know that we don't want those in the future. And we gotta weed out the remaining factions of those primitive ideas, and if we can't eliminate them, we have to isolate them from further replication to their children and to their offspring. And I think that's happening. I really think the younger generations, there's less, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like there's less racism. I feel like there's less materialism. I feel like there's less confusion in those realms. There is other problems that technology has created for the newer generations, just social dynamic stuff that we need to work on. But other than that, I don't want this video to go on too much longer. It's about 20 minutes, and I'm grateful and I'm humbled by everything I have and everything I'm gonna try to accomplish, and just the resilience of my spirit and my wife's spirit and the people around me to encourage me to not give up. And moving forward, I'm gonna try to keep that in mind and not get so beaten down. I still will probably suffer with depression and sadness, and I'm very, I'm affected. I'm a roller coaster of emotions a lot of times, but I have to start to be more mindful and meditative from waking moment of the positives I have in my life and the good things and the richness and just gratefulness of, yes, life is painful, life is hard, but there's a lot of good stuff too that I've been allowed to experience, and I'm blessed to have seen, and I'm able to do, and I'm very, very lucky. And being an Aries dragon makes me full of fire and luck, and I want to use that fire to burn away some illusions that are in my life, no matter what those illusions may be. Even the illusions I've held on to, like the ego of being a tattoo artist for the last 7 years. It's okay if I let go of that for a couple years. Jason Lamb is not a tattoo artist. I am Jason Lamb, and Jason Lamb is not even Jason Lamb. That's a construct, a name. It was given to me. I am me. I am my spirit. I am my soul, as are you. And I want that to be silly putty some days, and some days it changes. I'm not going to be the same person, hopefully, next year at this time. If I do an update next year at this time, I will want to have grown by then. I hope, anyways. That's my goal. Maybe, we don't know. I don't know what challenges lie ahead for next year, but my goal is to try my best to keep a positive attitude moving forward, to look to the people around me that are inspirations. I have a really good friend on the internet I reconnected with that I used to know in San Diego, California. He worked at a comic book store named Brian. I just want to shout out to people like him because he's super positive. He's very much metaphysically in the same realm of things I'm into, and just an energy light worker. And his posts on Facebook are the ones I look forward to seeing, and they're not the usual negative. I have a lot of friends that are super negative or snarky or just gross on Facebook. And I don't, I'm not going through and eliminating anybody. I pretty much friend anybody on Facebook and keep them, and then if they bug me, I just unfollow them. So, but that's where I'm at right now. Moving forward, I'm a lot happier than I was. I'm in a better place than I was the last video, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to change my perspective on everything, and just keep on keeping on. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I've ran around a bunch, took care of stuff, signed up for school. I'm ready for sleep if my kittens don't. I can't call them really kittens anymore. They're more like teenagers. If my kittens let me sleep more than 6 hours, they let me sleep till like 4 o'clock last night, and then they come in here and they bat all my necklaces. I hang necklaces up. I have my necklaces hanging up in my room, and they'll jump up on my dresser and just bat the necklaces and wake me up. And if they wake me up tonight, I may just lock them out of the room, and then they just cry for about 10-15 minutes and scratch on the door, and then they go to sleep. So but thank you all for just everything. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and blessed holidays, and gets to share it with the people they care about and love. And if not, I hope you find somebody to hang with that you can learn to love and enjoy some blessings. And the people that have no one, I empathize and hope that, I don't know, maybe you can find a stranger that's in a similar situation and go out with them for Thanksgiving or a holiday. Or it's out there. It's all out there if you want it. I really, really believe. I'm a big believer in positive thinking and manifestation, because the universe will give you what you want if you put time and energy into it, if you meet it halfway. And that's why I had to take a step back from the negative thinking, because it was starting to twist my brain into a negative outlook, and it was starting to I could just feel it bringing about the negative things that I'm trying to get away from and avoid, and not really be afraid of, but not manifest. I've had enough of negativity in my life, And I've had enough challenges in those realms, and I've learned those lessons that I don't want to relearn some of that stuff again. So that's where I'm at. Thank you again, and much love. Pirate Wizard Dragon here, signing off.